A recovery act being played by Hardik Pandya and the returning Shivam Dube that has propelled India to 181 for 9 in the penultimate T20I of the 5 match series against England. It was the 50s of Dube and Hardik Pandya that made sure that India recovered from about 50 odd for 4 to and took them to 181. Earlier, it wasn't really a good display by the Indian top order batters, but then the two all rounders made sure that India have basically gotten to an above par total on a track that looks sluggish from the first look. What do you think, Harshit?
That's absolutely right, Gulati. Everything spot on that you've said so far. If you see, there's only three people who turned up for India with the bat, and it's courtesy those three people that you have this total that you can play with. How the innings began for India, you didn't think of there being a situation by the end of the innings that India will have sufficient runs to play with. But now I think India do have sufficient runs to play with. Now the bowlers have something to bowl with, and plenty of question marks, which probably we will address when we come live again for the post match show. But very quickly, Sanju Samson, his dismissal, that's where it all started. First wicket to fall, all eyes were on him. But the nature of dismissal, Gulati, that's again the talking point.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he has been found out by the England pace bowlers, and specifically, I think against Jofra Archer also, against he got out, to him in the previous few T20Is, and then Saqib Mahmood, he made sure that he continued the trend, and once again, Sanju Samson fell to a short pitch delivery, turning out to be a bit of weakness, and this is where, probably he'll have to, make sure that he gets more power on the shot and more elevation on the kind of pull that he plays, and that's basically going to be the case that if he really has to come out of this poor slump. But you talk about consistency, something that has been missing from Sanju Samson's game here. Apart from the 300s, he hasn't really gotten those useful 30 or 40 odds, and if it continues to be the trend, then he might just find it difficult to find place in India's 11 or maybe even 15 also, because let's not forget there is Rishabh Pant, Jitesh Sharma. All these players are definitely waiting in the wings. There's Dhruv Jurel also, who played a couple of T20Is in this series. So obviously tough times for Sanju Samson, and what he now needs here is that consistency, because 300s alone might just not be enough for him to save his place in the Indian T20I
Okay,
team.
I have another question for you. The last time there was an Indian player who faced short ball problems, a question was asked to him in a press conference, and we all remember how he reacted. What would Sanju Samson's reaction be? Will he acknowledge? Will he not acknowledge the short ball problem if you were to make a prediction?
Yeah, I think Sanju Samson definitely looks to be that character, who wouldn't really mind accepting his flaws.
So he's not going to fire back?
No, I don't think so. He's going to fire back. But then I think this is, in case of Samson today, I think just a bit in his defense, I think the way he played that shot, there was nothing wrong with it. It's just that, England have found him out. There was, proper timing that he got today. What he probably, just needs to do is that needs to get a bit more power into that shot and a bit more elevation also. I think it's just a matter of time. More than that, it's the consistency, it's the inconsistency basically that's hurting him in the T20I format. And see, he is being liked by the management, and Gautam Gambhir has also,
shown his
faith, in Sanju Samson in the previous interviews also, even before he was the head coach of the Indian team. So I think he is going to be persisted with, but then, there is a lot of talent pool that is there as far as India's T20I setup is concerned. So he needs to get those.
Just breaking the monotony here and taking Priyanshu's comment, I quite liked it. He says that Sanju's father will in fact be the one to fire back, even if he doesn't. I think that's exactly what is going to happen. Sanju, being the silent fellow, will perhaps not be the one to react, but his father may well react to it. He also says that although India have this moment, the score can be chased on this wicket. It's 55-45 at the moment is what he feels. Not happy with playing the one lead pacer. But I think, as the series has progressed, and no matter what the result of this match is freaking awesome, I think this Indian team is firm on its philosophy, and it is going to do exactly the same regardless of how things play out tonight in the final match as well. I don't see a situation where India are reverting to type, are going to convention and playing two pacers. They're happy, as we've seen, making use of Hardik Pandya. If that is the right approach or not, if you ask me, I am personally not a big fan of that. I do feel there is a dire need of having two specialist pacers, and then you can pack up as many all rounders as you feel like. But this Indian team has shown they want to be showing more faith in all rounders. At times it works out, times it doesn't work out.
I think Vas also has a comment that Sanju cannot play pace. Don't really think so. I think we have to talk about the
There-
100
there-
that he got in South African
Agreed,
conditions.
agreed. But I
It's
think
never really easy.
what he says is again raw pace, and when the ball is short, I think that combination is what is proving to be Sanju Samson's Achilles heel. We'll have to really dig some numbers to know what is that pace range that is troubling Sanju Samson right now. But I do have a feeling if the ball's pitch short and there are pacers like Mark Wood, Jofra Archer, some people who've got raw pace can really go in excess of 140. That is becoming a problem for Sanju Samson.
Yeah, I think we're going to touch upon that, in detail in the post-match show where we are going to be joined by, Siddharth Vishwanathan and Nikhil Nas. But then a word on Shivam Dube and Hardik Pandya. I think before this match, I remember there were fans who were tweeting out that the finisher in Hardik Pandya is finished. And once again, he's responded back in style, a quick fire 50. So is the case with Shivam Dube. He has also returned to India's T20I setup with a bang. Your thoughts on him?
It's very heartening, whenever a player makes a comeback. I remember with KL Rahul as well, that was the heartening bit even in the Asia Cup when he made that comeback. When players are out because of injury and they perform immediately after coming back, that's always good to see. So in case of Shivam Dube as well, although he got lucky with his catch being dropped in that slip cordon, but it's good. The range of shots that we saw from him to begin with was slow to get off the blocks, but once he got into the groove, once he got those couple of boundaries, Shivam Dube reminded us all that he can clear the rope as well. He can really smash the ball out of the park, and it was good to see Shivam Dube get those runs.
So yeah, I think we are just a few minutes away from the live action, and I think my prediction here is that India are going to maybe go the distance and probably win this
That's
game.
Abra Misra saying that please don't call Surya 360. I sort of disagree, but let's Abra, why don't you join us at the end of the match where we'll be doing an extended live. Right now the action's about to begin, but I strongly disagree with that. Yes, runs haven't been coming for Sanju Samson, but I won't take that tag away from him just yet.
Yeah.
Gulati, you?
No, I don't think so. I think this is probably, the first time in maybe last 3 or 4 years or so that Surya Kumar Yadav is facing a slump. I think Ryan Tenduskarta, one of the assistant coaches of India, he said that he's just a couple of good shots away from returning to form. I think same is something that even I also feel. I think just one good innings away from returning to his very best. It can happen to any of the players.
Since just running out of time now, and since we are talking about Surya, can I just turn the camera to the man who actually has a good laugh every time he gets out?
And now
it's this man.
And now he's hiding his face.
Yeah,
very
it's this man, we can tell you.
This man.
With a lot of authority.
Yeah, he's trying. He's pretending to work, but
Siddharth,
obviously he's not
would
working.
you take the chance of telling us what exactly is it that you do?
Oh no, not here.
Why not? Why not?
I'm copyright
You are a
infringement.
character. You should do it.
Copyright infringement.
That's actually true, but there is still no copyright filed for that particular celebration.
Well, it's just that he's Mr. 360 in his own way for all the wrong reasons.
Wrong reasons, you say. So we're taking this up with Siddharth. He's in strong disagreement with Gulati and me.
Yeah.
So we will take this up later in the night. But right now,
Final
Varun
prediction?
Chakravarti, the camera is on him. He's one of the 11 players who's making their way into the middle now. And my prediction, I think India, because the wicket looked a bit sluggish when Adil Rashid was bowling, it stopped on Rinku a couple of times. I think there could be something for the Indian spinners, and Varun Chakravarti I think will play a crucial role. I'm going for an India win here.
Yeah, same for me. I think India, obviously wicket looks a lot sluggish, and Indian spinners have troubled the England batters in the previous T20Is also. And Siddharth also wants to join
Hope
in this
Varun
discussion.
Chakravarti doesn't take a 5-wicket haul, because whenever he's taken a 5-wicket, India have lost.
Yeah, it's two times.
Two times
High
he's
Behar
lost.
and in Chennai.
Previous
No,
match.
Rajkot.
Previous
Yeah,
match.
Rajkot. Yeah, yeah.
Previous match. Let's see though. Hopefully today he does pick those 5 wickets, does get the man of the match award as well as he did last time, but ends up being on the winning side. to get the man of the match award and not somebody on the losing side and still getting the man of the match award. But for now, Ben Duckett's taken his guard, Arshdeep Singh with the new ball.
Two away from 100 wickets.
Two away from 100 wickets. He's already India's leading wicket taker, Arshdeep Singh. Remember, he's overtaken Yuzvendra Chahal. He's ahead of Jasprit Bumrah as well. Take some time to digest that. But we'll take your leave now. But in just about 90 minutes, hopefully, maybe earlier, let's just go back home early and send England back to the hotel early as well. But we'll see you from the Sports Today studio next. Enjoy the action over the next 20 overs. And yeah, it's Harshit and Siddharth Gulati saying bye-bye to you.